5-0. 5-0. Okay, I'm going to say this straight away. A little bit flattering. I think 5-0, whilst, you know, we definitely deserve to win today, it's quite a big scoreline. And I think, in fairness to Huddersfield, from what I saw, and I'm going to say this as well, I didn't watch the entire game because I was watching on a totally legal stream and it just kept cutting out. But what I could see, when Huddersfield had the ball, they looked okay, you know. They had one or two chances. But today, Arsenal were just too much, and especially in the second half, we absolutely just destroyed them. We really did. The passing, the movement, Mesut Ozil on fire, Olivier Giroud with the finishing touch of Ronaldo. Might be a bit of a stretch, that. Alexis, just impossible to mark. Kolasinac down the left. It was just a joy to watch. And as an Arsenal fan, and I'm sure everyone that's an Arsenal fan watching this video would love to see that kind of performance every single game. Not particularly the first half. I thought we looked a little bit on edge, but we dealt with them very well. I think Huddersfield are a very decent side, considering they just got promoted. They've got, you know, such a small budget, and over the years they have been getting better and better, and I think they will be fine this year. But this is just one of those games where you could easily fall apart, couldn't you? It's a newly promoted side. You know, we've had these games before, but today the second half really showed, you know, how far we've come since the first few weeks of this season. So whilst I want to give Huddersfield some credit because I think they were okay, they didn't do too bad, and I think 5-0 is a little bit flattering. You could see, though, that they are a promoted side, and after all, they don't have the quality to really match a team like Arsenal when they're in such good form. So a 5-0 result, I'm really, really happy. And Mesut Ozil, surely man of the match again. I didn't quite catch it at the end there. I don't know if he actually got man of the match, but for me, definitely my man of the match. 2 assists and a goal in under 4 minutes, I think it was. When Mesut Ozil plays like that, there is no one better in his position. I know a lot of people are probably going to say that's just me being biased. I mean, I guess you could say there are better cams in the world right now, and Cam being, you know, behind the striker, central attacking midfielder. But Mesut Ozil right now isn't playing at cam. He's playing on the right side, basically like a right forward. But he drifts in and plays centre forward. He plays left forward. He plays striker. He plays cam. It's impossible to know where Mesut Ozil is in this formation. I think that's why this 3-4-3 formation we're using with the wing-backs is working so well, because Alexis, Lacazette and Mesut Ozil as a front three, I'm trying to do like a 3. That doesn't really work, but they just move around. It's like you don't know where they're going to be, and I can't imagine how difficult it is to mark that. So it's working wonders. Lacazette got his goal within the first few minutes. Aaron Ramsey, what an assist! He is having the game of it. Well, not the game. The games of his career. He's really playing very well recently. And I thought Giroud, when he was on the end of these chances, it looked like he was going to score every single one. He was just really on point today, which is good to see. The fact that we've got Lacazette scoring goals, and if we need to, we can bring Giroud in and he will score goals as well. Having 2 really strong strikers is something we've missed for a long, long time. And I'm talking, you know, Henry, Bergkamp, you know, back in those days, and Nelka. We really have missed that over the years. The days of Shamak, Bentner, they're gone. It's gone. It's over. We have got good strikers, and I'm really hoping that we keep hold of Giroud, because I know he was very close to leaving for Everton. That was a bit of a bullet dodged, wasn't it? I know that he was linked with West Ham, Juventus, Monaco. So it was good that he stayed. It shows that, you know, we have got that pulling power still to bring in a player as good as Lacazette and keep hold of Giroud. But talking of those two, if you think about it in terms of the French national team, you've got Giroud above Lacazette. He's kind of ahead of him in that regard. So I'm not sure what's going on there, because at Arsenal, it's clearly Lacazette and then Giroud. He's like our backup. But both, for me, equally as good at the moment. I just prefer it with Lacazette because he's more mobile. Him, Lacazette and Ozil, they bounce off each other brilliantly well. I still can't believe we've won this game 5-0. I mean, we were 1-0 up at half-time, and it was just one of those games where you thought, okay, this second half we'll just defend, we'll hit them on the counter, have a lot of possession, and maybe just grind out a 1-0 win, maybe get a second goal. But there were a few moments at 1-0, especially in the early stages of the second half. Meunier had a good chance. Cech made a couple of really good saves, and it could have easily gone the other way. It really could have, which is why I think 5-0 is definitely a bit of a flattering result. But as soon as we made it 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, it was so quick. And I think Huddersfield quite literally just packed in. It was like a car reaching the end of its life, isn't it? It just starts to chug and I'm just going to give up now. But I do want to say, I know that there are quite a few Huddersfield fans that follow me. I've had a lot of people saying I should do a career mode with them. I really wouldn't worry. I really wouldn't. You've come to the Emirates, which we've got a 100% record at this season in the Premier League. We haven't dropped a single point at home. And you've come there in a pretty bad time, let's be honest, because we have been extremely good. We've just beaten Tottenham there. We've got Manchester United on Saturday, so hopefully we can continue this good form. But I think it's bad timing. If you caught us maybe a couple of weeks ago, you may have won this game. You really would have, potentially, especially when you were having those chances when you were 1-0 down. Could have easily been another result. So I'm really, really pleased. Now, talking about the lineup really quick, I wasn't expecting that lineup tonight. I thought because we're playing Huddersfield, no disrespect, I thought that Wenger would probably put out a couple of the second string players. I was expecting Wilshere to start, Giroud to start. But actually, we went with the lineup that I'm expecting to see on Saturday. So hopefully that hasn't backfired and they are ready and fit and, ready to go on the weekend. Because if we do have to rotate the squad because there's a niggling injury that we've picked up tonight or something like that, then the risk wasn't worth it, if you ask me. When you do have these midweek games, especially in December, November, January, the winter months, when there's just a huge congestion of fixtures, it is good to rotate the squad against those lesser teams. And I was fully expecting that. I was expecting Mertesacker, I was expecting Holding to come in today, and maybe Coquelin, maybe El Neni. But going with our full first 11, I don't really have a problem with it, as long as we don't have to sacrifice any of them at the weekend. We've got, 70 hours until the next game. It does make you think, is it worth it? But we've come away with a 5-0 win, and that just gives us more confidence going into the game against Manchester United, which I'm a little bit nervous for. Yeah, it was a risk, I guess, that's paid off as far as we know. If I wake up tomorrow and hear that Lacazette's, twisted his ankle, Mesut Ozil's broke a toenail, and he's not going to play at the weekend, then I'll be very disappointed. Because if we line up with the same team tonight, which was the same team that beat Tottenham, I think we'll beat Man United. I really do. Based on current form, you could say there's not much in it. Both teams are doing very well. I think Manchester United, they did very well against Watford. It kind of crumbled towards the end, but they got away with it. I think it was it Brighton or Huddersfield the week before where they got that lucky 1-0 win. And I watched the highlights from that game and thought, you know what? They're not that good right now. They're getting results, but they're not necessarily playing at their best. And it would be just absolutely typical, wouldn't it, that they would come to the Emirates and just be incredible and turn into Barcelona of 2006. I feel like that could be a potential thing that happens. But based off form and the fact that we are doing so well at the moment, we've climbed up the table over recent weeks. We've made now a nice little gap above Tottenham in 5th. I feel like we can take Man United on. And you know what? Even if we got a draw, that wouldn't be a bad result. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend. But tonight was just fantastic. Really, really enjoyed the game. I thought Petr Cech was brilliant again tonight, made some crucial saves. All of the defenders did really well. Koscielny is bossing it at the moment. You can see why he's got that nickname, Boscielny. Mustafi, since he's come back, has just been a revelation for us. So needed him. Monreal is our best centre-back at the moment, and he's been probably one of our best players this season. And quick little fact, I'm pretty sure this is still the case, but when Koscielny, Monreal and Mustafi have played as a 3 this season, we haven't lost a game. So, maybe this is a trend that will continue. Of course, we will lose a game eventually, but with those 3 at the back, we do look very strong. I think Kolasinac, again, proved what a signing he's been. A free signing. He was free. I mean, he's worth 30, 40 million already, if you ask me. He really is such a good player. Maybe a bit less, but I thought that our worst player tonight, and people may disagree, was Bellerin. He's been okay recently, but today there were a few occasions. There was one time when the ball came to him on the right wing. He was in loads of space, could have taken his time, but he went with a first-time cross, and he just skied it. behind the goal. And you can see everyone around him was like, what are you doing, Hector? Go and cut your hair. Yeah, just sort yourself out. What was that? But there were moments where he did well for us today. So I'm only saying he's the worst of everyone today, but everyone played well. So I can't really be too cruel on him. Xhaka was a little bit wasteful here and there, but him and Ramsey, again, they're partnering very nicely recently. And the front three, I don't need to speak about them. Just in general, very pleased about today's result. It's great on the goal difference, which is important. It really is. I know a lot of people don't seem to think goal difference means much, but if you look throughout the years, you know, there have been a couple of occasions where had there, you know, been more goals scored for a team, they would have placed higher. And you're talking millions of pounds by placing one position higher in the league. So who knows what 5-0 might mean come the end of the season. Imagine if we are level on points with Tottenham for third place or something and we beat them by 1 goal on goal difference. I mean, it would be incredible. So well done to Arsene Wenger again. I hope he's got it right. It seems like we've got away with it tonight with no injuries. I'm just hoping everyone will be fresh and ready to go on Saturday for the big one against United. And of course, I will be doing another Operation Arsenal video then. So hard luck to Huddersfield fans. You did okay today. I think 5-0 is a bit of an exaggeration. You're going to be absolutely fine. You're not going to be going down. You will be absolutely fine with Wagner in charge. He's he looks like a really great coach. You've got a good team there as well. But in the end, we were just that little bit too good. But thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. And I will see you for another Operation Arsenal on Saturday.